It's on this here.
No. I'm asking. Oh, hi. There we go. We're live. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. I'm
Happy New
Jess.
Year. I'm Julie.
And
Together
together
with.
we're socially inclined. Sorry, I just realized we had the wrong page up.
Yep.
Worked so
So,
hard on a new thumbnail.
if
Cut.
you're catching this
Can we
on
try that again?
replay,
No.
this is um, the first training of the year, and we're in a little bit of limbo about what we're going to call it. So we're just having marketing class, but it's going to be marketing minute, marketing moments, marketing mini missions. If you have anything, please leave a comment on the first one, unless it's like 6 months later, and then we'll have already decided. So.
So you can drop your ideas because there's always next year.
Exactly, for sure.
And it'll be here before you know it, dang it.
I mean, I feel like we just did this. Like, we just said,
Right.
it's craziness.
What?
All right,
Jate, your coupon didn't come. So, Julie,
I'm,
that's what I was going to try and say.
I'm,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm dropping it in the chat as well. It's on the screen.
Yeah.
For
No,
them to.
I know it's on the screen. I just wanted to make sure everyone had seen it in the email and that they got it. And you can download it here for sure, but we want to make sure that it's a product that you purchase for free, obviously, because we sent coupons out so that you can access it as a product anytime in case you lose the download or things like that.
Yeah, and if you didn't, I mean, I assume you'd get our emails. So we tested, and clearly tons and tons of people got that coupon code. So Jate, I don't know, go check spam. Like if we ever land in spam or promos, if you have Gmail, whatever, drag us to the inbox because this year,
Tell them.
yeah, we're gonna do a little more.
Tell those jokers that you want to see our emails, and maybe
Exactly.
eventually you'll start seeing them.
And if you have an email list, you're going to want to do the same and try to get your people to do the same thing too. So, all right. So on the screen, you can, in the chat, is this actual 31 habits to adapt for success in 2023. You can grab it off this screen as well, but I'm going to go ahead and share it here. So, good morning, Tracy, Cat Whiskers.
So we're not going to do all 31 habits today. We put this together so that you could take it with you, but we are going to cover our 5 favorites.
Exactly. And, so here was the question before we hit record. I was going to say, so who makes a New Year's resolution every year? And how long does it normally take you to fall off the wagon with it? Jite, I did a plank yesterday and I did a plank today. So I'm doing some planks. I think about you, not Jessica, that's always hammering me about exercising, but my core is so bad. So
Wellness and functional fitness.
And I think
I think about Jate too anytime I do something these days.
I know, isn't it crazy? Like, y'all should think about us when you're doing your marketing. We think about Jate and fitness, and Savita with financial, and
yeah.
Anyway, all right. So we're gonna have to get to it, or we're not even gonna get to these 5. So, but did you have a New Year's resolution? Can you stick to them? I think the key to sticking to them is making it a habit. We talk about me all the time and that I'm an all or nothing person. I have to do something. It's usually about 5 times before I'll be like, get in my mindset that, oh, I've done it 5 days straight. I can't stop now. Like, if I stop now, I got to start all over. So there's something psychologically that happens for me if I can ever get to doing it daily, which would be a habit. So this is perfect for people.
Savita says she just decided to be better.
There you go.
Awesome.
I mean, that's not a hard one to achieve, as far as like, you're not gonna like be like in day 3, it's like, oh, I messed up my New Year's resolution. So,
well, and this is a great segue for the way I like to attempt anything, and that is small, keeping it small. So like Savita, deciding how to be better or would be the first step, and that, like, how much better, obviously not cutting out every single thing that brings you joy when you put it in your mouth, will be more successful, because like Julie said, it's not hard to be a little bit better. It just takes a little bit more effort in the form of like small habits. And that's why I'm obsessed with the habit thing. I love everything about that versus like, I'm sorry if y'all just went on the keto diet, but like deciding that you're going to go on the keto diet January 2nd when you've lived off carbs for the last 34 years of your life, because that is going to be very hard. That is a massive shift, and it is not going to lead to success probably most of the time. So little habits to get you to your goal is what we're all about. It's what we teach, whether you knew it or not. It's what we teach in everything we do, is like the small things that are going to give you that edge, however small, to get you to where you want to go. There.
Exactly. Perfect.
All right. So we're going to cover our 5 favorites, which happen to be, who wrote this? We did. So the first, second, third, fourth habit. And then for those of you who maybe didn't get to read it all on your holiday break, the 31st habit is actually among my top 5. So first habit is going to be fake it till you make it. So that's literally what it's about. And that may sound kind of silly, but I always felt like I never had the confidence to do things, or that, confidence was just beyond me. And I can sit right here and tell you that confidence is something that you have to learn to have. You have to do in order to be confident at anything, whether it's walking the runway or going live and teaching a bunch of people about marketing. So, and all of that originates by starting your day with some words of encouragement. I guess I would put out there and have you ask yourself, like, how many nice things have you said to yourself recently, specifically in the professional, as it relates to you as a business owner? When was the last time like you really pumped yourself up and you looked in the mirror and said, you know what? I have reservations about what I'm doing, but I am a badass, or whatever verbiage you would like to use. And I am capable, and I'm going to do this. Because even just those simple words can go a really long way in the way you attack the rest of your day.
Exactly. And those little shifts, again, are going to make a huge difference in the day. Gratitude goes a long way. Well, gratitude for yourself, gratitude for the things that you get, that you have the ability to do, and then expand on. So I love this one. I think everyone should start their day with a little gratitude, and then, like, I can do this, and then set out, what more can you do today? What one more thing can you do? Like, I set out to learn something new every day.
Yep. And the other part of this one is doing the scary things, right? So you're going to have to do scary things in your business, in your life, to get from where you are to where you want to go. And it's, it is about being bold and determined. Savita, very, very good. But I started by saying, obviously this habit is start each day with an empowered marketing mindset. Well, fake it till you make it is in the same vein, and it's almost the same it's saying the same thing if you think about it in a little different way. And that's why doing that thing that's on your list is like eating that frog. There's so many book titles that I've almost said that I was trying not to say, but it's eating that frog. It's doing that thing that you want to do the least, but you need to do the most, doing that to get from where you are to where you want to go.
Exactly. And that little part, man, there's so much to go along with that. But like the confidence that you gain, or the accomplishment that you feel once that's done, empowers you to do more throughout the day. So those little incremental wins that we get from those are amazing. So
Exactly. Are y'all ready for a non-business? Oh, you've already gone to habit two. That's fine. I can talk about it later.
that was a segue.
Hmm.
That was not a segue. That was just a cut. So
Okay.
all right,
Habit two, then. We can talk about it later.
all right. Wait, no, go back.
I was just going to say, if you want a non-business, this in action in a non-business example for myself. Flashback to 2016, I wanted to start singing. I learned that I could do it okay. But every time I thought about singing in public, I got nauseated. Like if I thought about singing in front of anybody, even if it was just Justin, but then to think about singing in front of people, I would get nauseated. And then about that time, I started traveling with my grandmother, and there was the opportunity to sing, in karaoke. And turns out they have singing competitions on cruise ships and things like that. I would shake and like try to walk to the table to sign up, and I literally couldn't do it. But what I didn't know is I started implementing these things, the positive words of affirmation, being grateful for so I literally had to be grateful for my legs, because that's something that I've always been confident about in order to stand up in front of people before I could even utter that first note. So finally, end of 2016, I was on a cruise. After about 15 attempts, I sang a song in front of people, and I almost cried. Like, it was such a hard experience for me. But fast forward, and I'm wrapping up because I know this is just the first one. We got to keep going. But fast forward, I kept doing that for 2 or 3 years, to the point where I actually won one of the singing competitions after singing in front of 2,500 people in a packed theater. Well, and I felt exhilarated by it instead of mortified by it. And it's all because I faked it until I made it. And I just, every time I got up there and the fear crept in, I pretended that I was already like okay with it. I did whatever I had to do. I pretended I had a sparkly microphone and like, had lots of albums or whatever. But whatever you have to do to get over that biggest thing is what we mean by fake it till you make it, and start your day with that mindset that you're already there.
Exactly. And how this directly applies to that empowered marketing mindset are things like going live and
Mm-hmm.
doing reels.
None of that is as hard as overcoming that singing stuff for me.
Exactly. So it doesn't
All
matter
this is
what.
easier.
Yeah, everyone has, or if it's selling, like if you are in a position where you actually have to talk to people, like phone conversations or whatever it is, decide that you want to do it, especially if it's something that's going to make a difference in your business. Decide that you must do it, that you have to do it. Put you in the position that that is non-negotiable. And then start little by little by little. So I like that story. All right. Habit two. All right.
Oh, this is such a good one.
This is one of my favorites. I am a planner at heart, but it falls by the wayside. I
She loves the
love
idea of planning, but that's where it stays.
it's like we've got Nifty and we've got digital planners. And oh, by the way, we have a digital planner coming out for y'all soon for Grit Grind and Gary. So little segue for that. Yeah. So what, starting your day with a schedule, there's nothing like it. Obviously you have to prioritize and know what you have to do. A lot of people's issue, my issue, is that I physically cannot fit in all the things that I have to do for the day. So prioritizing is a must. And once I sort of get behind in that list or fall off the wagon with that list, it's hard to stay in that schedule mode, in that planning, not planning, but like the doing mode. Like the planning's easy for a lot of people. It's the doing and the execution. But if you don't have a plan, it's not going to work. So whatever your method of planning is, whether it be an app, whether it be a sheet of paper, whether it be a paper planner, the good old trusty Franklin Covey, I forgot what them things are called, but the
I don't know.
binder planners that from back in the day, whatever your method is, like you need like I'm saying, because I need to too, have something that I look up first thing, see those first three things. It's like eat the frog. Like for me, it has to be, I have to prioritize because if I don't, all of the fire drills and things throughout the day creep up. And then the three most important things to drive the business forward didn't get done because I was doing all the little things. So anyway,
And Julie says three things. I think that is a super important part of scheduling your day like a business owner, is to have blocks of things that can be accomplished. Your top three things, but then have some blocks of things. Because what I am a victim of doing is making huge lists, because all of our lists are massive, right? We're solopreneurs, so there is 150 things that needs to be done right now for me. And I have the time to maybe accomplish 5 or 7 of them today. But what I was doing that I didn't realize how much it was hindering me is making lists that were too big. And then, like Julie said, when you don't accomplish them, you kind of get away from that doing mindset and from using the list. And my reasoning because I could not physically rewrite that list every day like you need to do, which kind of leads me to the bottom of this page where we talk about this habit too, is making sure that you, at the end of the day, you write down what's ahead for the next day. So it's okay to have other lists, like things you want to get accomplished for the month, and then you rewrite that one each month so that it carries over. Otherwise, I wish I could turn my computer, but I have like a stack of 5 different notebooks and a planner, and there's pages sticking out of it over here because the chaos of December has happened. And I need to take 90 minutes to sort all of that out, to get my day to-dos down, my week to-dos back down, and my months reconciled. And then, of course, you have a big list of what you want to accomplish for the year that you just kind of keep in your back pocket or on your wall. But that is such an important part of this, is to have your top 3 things for the day, and then making sure that at the end of the day, you look at what you accomplished and you congratulate yourself.
I was
Because
going to say that's important.
yeah,
Like the gratitude of marking the thing off the list. Actually, during the day, the actual check, like there is an endorphin release, whatever, for a lot
mhm,
of people. For me, for sure. I'll write something on the list just to check it off the list if I
yeah,
already did it, just so I can have that sense of that's what I did today. Yes.
yeah.
So
But what you absolutely cannot fail to do is to take those things that you didn't accomplish for the day, lesson release, and then put it on the next day's to do. You've got to carry it over, or you're going to have pages and pages that you're going to have to flip back, and you're going to get lost in what was done and what wasn't done, and in all of that. So I have found a lot more success and focus from spending that 15 minutes at the end of each day to get ready for the next day. That will make a huge difference.
exactly. So whatever your method of like the physicalness of it, app or whatever, the principles are the same. So have your things, celebrate, and then look back over and plan for the next day because everyone always looks at us and was like, oh my God, how do you do it all? Well, you're no different. Think about the things that you do in your business or have to do every single day. There's a ton. So we're all in the same boat. So make your list and check it twice in the morning and in the evening. All
Yep.
right. We ready for
Over. All right.
3?
3. Set up systems.
This is one of my favorites. This
Is
is
it?
big.
They're all Julie's favorite.
They are all my favorites.
She gave me this pack of 31 habits and was like, I love all of these. Make
I
something.
love them all. I didn't even look at them. I'm like, you just pick them because you can't go wrong with any of them for me. Like, but this is big for us this year. I mean, it's been big for us for every year, but for sure, we're in a place where we desperately want to scale. Like, we're successful, we have great products, and now it's time to really push to get out there. But when you do that, you must have systems in place to be able to, otherwise you're sitting spinning your wheels and you're writing those same 3 things that were on habit 2, the next day. I didn't get to them. So they're back on the list and they're back on the list and they're back on the list. So having systems, whether it's automations, software tools, whatever it is, having those things in place will make a huge difference in your business, no matter what chapter you're on. I want to say, obviously, like we're on chapter 20, but somebody on chapter 1 can still have a little system in place that gets them through the week and through the next week, and then they add another system. So I'm trying to think of other examples of systems to kind of give you,
Yeah, so it's not just about automation systems, which those are great. Obviously, we sell a really dynamite one. But as I kind of just muttered under my breath, something as simple as checklists or
right.
a recurring monthly Google Calendar reminder to go update the content calendar in Grit Grinding Grace, because you have 15 calendars that you're responsible for updating. Some systems like that are what's going to make the difference in your business, in keeping up with the things that you already have going.
Yeah. So many people use Trello. Let's use that for an example. They would go in and they would think about all the things that are repeatable that they do, or replicable that they do every single month, let's say, or every single week. Make a list, and then so that way you don't forget. It prompts you whenever. So there's tons and tons of tools. That's just one that can help you to do that. But I'm trying to think of some other examples of the things that, like in Nifty, we have like the whole thing to bring a whole bundle, an image bundle to life. There's like,
you would not believe the steps involved.
You would not believe the steps. Like, and they're not all even written down, but we check them off as we go because, again, we're getting that gratification. We have multiple people doing steps as well. I did want to say really quick, since I mentioned multiple people, Cat's Whiskers, Tracy, is here, and you probably have noticed Tracy being a lot more active in the group. I just want to say that she is helping tremendously be a community manager, so thank you very much. I would almost call that a system that we have put into place. Sorry, you're not really a system.
A very pretty system.
Exactly, but something to help.
Smart and intelligent system.
Exactly, something to help drive the business forward. So by system, that's the way I want to look at it. So anything, to make your life easier, I would say can be a system.
Yep, it is. Savita,
right.
It's just like Savita and Nikki Brooks. It took us a while to put her screen name together with her real name.
For sure. Exactly. Like, I don't know, at least a month, I think. So to be like, oh. So anyway, but we thank y'all for all being here and everyone that's active in the group. So it's not just Tracy, but for sure Savita and Jate are hugely active in the group. Thank you so much.
And Marcy. We see some.
And Marcy. I didn't see that Marcy was here. Hi, Marcy.
Yeah.
So not everyone says hello. So, and
that's okay.
Yep. And that's okay. We welcome lurkers, as they tend to be called, like seekers of knowledge without interaction. All right. So systems. So think about systems. And in ways that hang on, let me just say one thing, because I bring it up all the time. I brought it up at Christmas. I bring it up all the time. But so Google was the best thing that ever. Having a phone in our hand and having Google is the best thing ever for me. I'm the type of person that if, like, I don't just like sit and wonder about something. I'm going to Google to find out. Like, I learn something new every day. I want to know how something works. I'll go Google it and find out. So, and this applies to anything, but as far as in business each day, like I do set forth to learn to do something new every day, whether it's a piece of code, TikTok, whatever it is. So you should set that goal. And they could be really small things, really, really small things. But once you learn to do something, then it just becomes natural and you'll implement doing it in your day each day.
Okay. That's
your turn. That's a dramatic pause.
Yeah. So this habit I cultivated a long time ago. I have not been so great about it since I had kids, y'all. I must admit. And I think business could be better if I was, it just there's not the time. So at some point you got to give yourself a little grace. But I did cultivate this habit the first 3 or 4 years as a business owner. And this habit is the reason that I met yours truly over here, because I was learning how to do SEO on my own. And I'm going to go ahead and I guess maybe ruin it for everyone, but you can learn how to do SEO on your own. You can learn how to do anything on your own if you have the
grit.
The grit. Thank you.
And grind.
The grit and the grind to make it happen. So I was 3 months into this process of learning SEO, and then I ran into this girl who told me about Julie. And then I hired Julie to do my SEO because I decided I didn't have time for it. So, I was leaning on to habit number 3 and trying to find a system or outsource. There's a habit on down the list that's more about outsourcing. So maybe it was that one. But learning something new every day, I went from being in sales at a coal company and never imagining that I could make money on my own. I really thought that I was going to just work for somebody the rest of my life, to being laid off and to being forced into either finding another job, which I had realized was sucking the life out of me, or becoming a business owner. And when you decide to become a business owner, if you want to be successful at it, to learn every day for the rest of your life if you want to be successful. So that's why you're here.
And that's why just as let everyone reflect for a moment on the things that you do every day. If you just set out to learn one marketing task every single day, the possibilities are endless. So think about all the other things that you can, set out to learn for yourself.
And we're probably preaching to the choir here on this one, because you guys are Socially Inclined Academy members. So just hopping in there and watching 30 minutes of a training, or going back to an old content class or something like that, reading part of one of the toolkits, that all counts as something that is going to give you the knowledge and sharpen the skills that you need to be successful.
Exactly. And I know that so many people, I still am in support a good bit. And, I have people, I had someone yesterday, I can't access something in Academy. And it was something that was from 33 weeks ago. So I had to go look, and I'm working through. So she is working on, marketing. But tons of people are in Academy all the time. So I had one other point and I lost it because I said that. Dang. It's not going to come back. I don't think it's going to come back to me. Dang it. But, I know. Well, this really wasn't it. This was the point before that. But aren't we all glad that Jessica needed some help with some SEO?
I know I am.
Was introduced, and things happen for a reason. I'm a big proponent of that. So.
Yeah, me too. I fought it. Oh, I fought that whole things happen for a reason for the first 33 years of my life.
I've always been on team things happen for a reason. So opposites attract. if you haven't noticed.
All right. Fifth. Our
fifth hard for me.
And final in the top 5. Yes, this is not Julie's strong point, but it needs to be.
It does. And it's hard for me. So, and that this goes, we talked about the grit and the grind.
It comes from a good place though. Julie just can't say no.
Yeah. So here comes the grace that Julie struggles with. a lot of business owners struggle with, the boundaries. I've been really, really working. I have a friend. I have two friends in Orange Beach that do a really good job. And I didn't even know it was a thing. I didn't realize how bad I was until I realized how good they were at it. So, yeah, putting boundaries in place, and I'm talking about from everything from
Personal and
personal,
professional.
professional, like, and boundaries. We're talking about like if you strive to be off the computer at 6 o'clock every day, then put that boundary in for yourself. If you strive to say no to the things that do not bring you joy, you have to put that boundary in place and like be very cognizant of it. I struggle many, many times every single day because I want to do everything. I want to do everything for everybody, you know. But I also have to look at what's for the greater good. If I do for one, what am I not getting to do for many? So I've gotten to some good places to be able to justify setting that boundary, or not justify, but like feel good about it. Not justify, but feel good
It is
about it.
justify. It is.
Yeah,
And
because
it's just not as sweet and kind of a word, but
yeah,
justification, you've got to have that, especially as a business owner. You've got to be able to justify spending your time at this place versus at this place.
exactly. And if you saw my post, I posted it in on my profile and then also in both Grit Grind and Grace and Socially Inclined. But things I learned from last year, there were like 22 of them. One of them is setting boundaries. I have been working really hard. I'm not great, but I'm getting there. So, but that was big, and self care because of the whole reason we wanted to bring Grit Grind and Grace, to you, to everyone, is because the grace, so much of the grace is missing for people, and boundaries is one.
Yep. So Savita, I get that. She has to set boundaries with her neighbor because she's negative about everything. I got some people in my life that I've learned over the last few years that I have to do that with too. The other thing, a business example is freebie seekers.
For sure.
Oh man. And when you are in business with the loving, over delivering people pleaser that is Julie, it turns out that you give a whole lot away for free. Um, it, that it can kind of affect the things that you are actually selling. So just kind of be wary of that as you kind of go through this journey that is the next 363 days, 2023. And just pay attention to the things that aren't serving you, where you're putting your energy, but not necessarily getting any kind of return on that. And it's not all just about money, but just think about returns as like something that it can be something that makes you happy. If you're putting energy into something and it doesn't give you anything in return, it's probably one of those things that you got to phase out
Correct.
to move forward.
And there's always a way to reframe everything. That's where I started in this whole boundary thing. I had to look at um, a lot of things for a long time. So I've been on this journey for a while. When my son was young, I'd have to use him as an example and family time and be like, okay, if I choose to do this, I am choosing not to do this. Okay. So you have to look at the other side of what it is. So if I choose to give away so many free things, whatever, then I'm attracting people that don't necessarily want to buy. Not in all cases, but also when you give so much, like we want everybody to learn everything, but in our sphere, you can't. And so when we put out all of these free things, then if they're too busy consuming the free things, they can't even get to all the free things that we've given them. Then they sure can't do the paid thing, right? So a reframe. So we had to reframe. So I try to reframe everything now and weigh good versus evil. Not good with, but you get it.
Yeah.
So I'm on a mission to do better every day.
Yeah. She's doing a great job. Come a long way.
I need to every night, as in my reflection, I need to think of a way, think of a boundary that I set for that day and that I fulfilled. So that would be a good way um, to do more.
For sure. I loved it. That was great. All right. So, our 5 habits. You have this document. If you don't have this document, like if you haven't purchased it through us so that it's in your products area, do make sure you go do that. sociallyinclined.com/success habits. Do I want to say the coupon code? I guess I
I don't
can.
know. There may only be one-time use.
No, they're not one-time use, but you can
Oh,
in the coupon. If you don't have it for free, I think everyone on here has it for free. All right,
except
this
for
is your
maybe today,
opportunity.
I could probably go just grant it to her. So since
Yeah.
she said she didn't get the coupon code.
If you didn't get it for free before 2023, it's because you didn't read our email or you might have had a little problem like Jate did. But if you're on here and you wanted to get it for free, let me know.
Right, because you could be on replay. Oh my God, what have I done in my head?
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to give out the coupon code.
Right.
Because y'all need to go buy it because it's now $17. Because I think it's really good. We worked really hard on this one. I didn't know if it was going to happen, but
yep,
got it there. So yeah, believe in yourself, have the confidence, or be working on having the confidence even if you don't. Schedule your day, set up systems, keep learning, and then of course, you've got to set some boundaries.
Because we just can't do it all. So
no.
Yep.
And
choose what you want.
There are just people who the more you give, the more they'll take.
Yeah. We've had a
Whether
lot of
it's in business or just personal life, doing little odds and ends for someone or just listening to someone. So if it drains you, let it go.
That's right.
But all right, everybody.
All right. So if you made a New Year's resolution, do whatever you have to do to stick to it because it'll make you feel better. Because it's usually something important that you chose.
Yeah, take that resolution and break it down into 3 things that you can do daily, 3 habits, if you will, that you could instill daily to help you adhere to that goal.
Yeah. Savita says she's going to go live more and do more reels. Awesome.
Same Z's.
And so our word for the last this is gonna be our 3rd year in a row for this word is simplify because we're scaling.
Yeah.
So simplify and scale work together. So whatever your word is, think about it every day as well. That should be a habit that's on your radar. So
for sure.
And she's going to get an accountability partner. That will help. Yes, it will.
Let it be easy. Like it.
Mm-hmm.
Let it be. I like that. Let it be easy.
Yeah. I like it a lot. All right. So go crush your goals for this week. We'll be back with a marketing.
Refine for Marcy. That's a good one.
A what?
Refine.
Oh, nice.
We need to do that too.
Yeah, we do. We talk all the time about taking imperfect action. Well, we're the queens of imperfect action. We'll get it out there. But all right. So we'll be back next Tuesday for a marketing topic to help you drive your business forward.
Yep. And if you have any ideas for what you want those to be, the new year or the year is young. We have lots of time to get to them. So
yeah, if you didn't get on before we hit record or at the beginning, basically they're going to be, again, a sort of a take action where it's something that you can learn and do, something to drive your business forward. So in the marketing spirit and mindset, we talked about bringing some mindset as well.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a great day. See you next Tuesday.